Hey, Lock Kings, Lock Queens, and everyone else in between. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're viewing this. Hello. So, clearly, I'm about to go on the beach, but I say before I do, let me record because I did promise you all some content about the Bahamas. Now, I thought about it and I said, I could have just talked about the island, the food, the sea, the fun things to do. But then I'll be like everyone else on the internet. When you type in the Bahamas, all you hear or all you see is touristy videos, best places to go, best places to eat, what to do, how beautiful it is, but no one talks about the real Bahamas. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a range of topics that open eyes more than just appeal to the beauty, because there's so much more to us than food and entertainment and tropical things. There are people, there are government bullshit, there is wicked. Anyway, so topic one, so I'm gonna keep it a little close, I'm gonna keep it a little related. So topic one, which I will be talking about, is natural hair in our school system. Because you would think that being a Caribbean country with black people, predominantly, majority, naturally, you would think that we would be more open to quote unquote black hairstyles. So the schools is my issue, because during summer breaks, we fully embrace black hairstyles, but the schools do not. Now, this has been an issue from I was in school. There were one or two Rastafari, and they had to get like special permission to keep their hair. Yes, keep. hmm Back then, I will admit it has leveled up, but back then they did not allow you to even have locks, much less wrap them up. So I even like Googled some other countries, Caribbean countries, to see what is what, and it's so freaking sad. It's sad. So my son has been going to primary school, went from preschool into primary school from last year, and as you all know, my baby got locks. And I mean, no one said anything the first year, and I was like, maybe they are coming around. One thing I always used to make sure that it was neat. It would be either twisted back, braided back, or in one neat bun, neat. So there was some change in the administration, I guess, and this new person wants to enforce these outdated, colonized ideals of education and appearance. And he says, well, the little boys have to cover their locks. You see, I ain't like, they know they couldn't tell us that he has to cut his hair to be in this school, because I would carry him to another school. But yeah, he said the little boys have to cover their locks. And I'm like, why? How is this affecting his learning? How is this affecting anyone else's learning? And I didn't get much information. I didn't get much why, much who say, but you know, oh my God, it's hilarious. It is hilarious. So my question is, so the little girls, because there are a few little girls there with locks, do the little girls have to cover their locks? No, they don't. Listen, I am not saying it's okay to be biased towards locks in general, but to me, that would be more not acceptable, but understandable. Like, y'all just don't want this hairstyle at all, y'all backwards. But they are okay with the hairstyle, but like I said, the little boys have to cover their locks. And I'm like, make it make sense. What's the difference between a little boy having his locks nice and neatly groomed for school and a little girl? No one can answer me yet. Yeah, like I said, I did some research. Da 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 da! Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Yeah, I did some research, and what I found out: dreadlock, wigs, and braids approved for use in Anguilla's school. Afro-Anguillan students will no longer have to be penalized by their schools for wearing natural protective hairstyles like locks, dreads, braids, etc., etc. Notice the words they said: dreads, dreads. Now, again, whoever may be coming across my page, do not be triggered. I am from the Caribbean, and as you can see, we call it dread. We do not take any negative affiliation with it. We choose to, just like, the NIGGA. It was used derogatory, but the way that the black man and the black people have flipped it. So anyway, I wasn't talking about that. But so the ministry said school rules pertaining to hair should be made within the framework provided by the following guidelines. 1. Rules should not discriminate rules should not discriminate against students based on their natural texture, length, or color of their hair. 2. The hair should be A. Clean, that is, free of foul odor and or contagions. B. Neat, well-groomed, and orderly presented. And 3. Hair should not be A. Pose a health or safety risk to self or others, and B. Be a distraction to the general school populations. Anguilla is actively saying, you know what, this doesn't make any sense. We are a black people. This is our culture. This is us. Then there are debates in Antigua and Barbuda because they have some discriminatory issues with Rastafari individuals over there. Clean, neatly maintained hair. Hair may be worn in packs, braids, twists of locks that are evenly spaced. Hair accessories shall be pinned in conspicuous and the school color with no more than 2 colors worn at a time. Hair should remain in its natural color. No fashion trends, shaved sides, visible lines or patterns. And I'm like, no styles associated with gangs, antisocial cliques or group. No wigs or hair extensions, no bleach or no dye. Eyebrows should not be shaved or have any visible lines in them. That's for the females. The males, clean, neatly maintained hair shall be kept in a conventional low cut. A conventional low cut that is evenly graded around the head with the length kept close to the scalp. Anyway, the rest of this is just close to the head from the ears, And I'm like, conventional, colonized, conventional, colonized. Then we have Trinidad and Tobago, where one of the officer, I guess he's a school administrative up there, said no fixed rules on students' hairstyles. And it does elaborate that they're not actively banning or coming after people. And this is an interesting article because let me read this. People are asking why we allow girls to come to the school with braids. Now this is TNT. No, actually, this is Barbados. Pardon me. TNT is ready for the change. They're ready for the shift. They put that life. Now Barbados. People are asking why we allow girls to come to the school with braids, weaves, and nail extensions. It's not that teachers don't see them or that teachers don't care why those girls are not being sent home. There was a case last year, I think, when a school in Sandy Point sent a boy home because his hair was too long, and his mother decided she was not cutting his hair and took the matter to court. The court took her side and she won. Ha! Hallelujah. Damn right. Yes. Now, ever since that case, a lot of teachers don't say anything to students about their hairdos and the uniform. So in Barbados, it's just basically such a touchy topic that teachers be like, you know what? F it. They decide like it wasn't worth it because people are now knowing that you can carry this matter to court or go above the school because there is come on, it's you know what? I'm not going to read anymore. I'm not going to read anymore. It is discrimination. It is discrimination because if there was a white student, which they do have white students over here, are you going to tell that white student that he needs to have his hair cut, shaved close to his head at scalp level? No, they won't. They will not. So it really comes down to the colonized idealistic tendencies that were passed down to us through another long story. History of the Bahamas, it's coming up. We are still enforcing the BS. We are still enforcing the bullshit. How is it that countries that have indigenous black people, well, sort of kind of indigenous, but you know what I mean, are not open and accepted to natural hairstyles? You have some schools that are in the States and in Europe that allow natural hairstyles of black people, but the country full of black people does not allow it. This is a backwards colonized mindset. And this, like I said, this is just episode 1 of the Real Bahamas. And that's what I'm going to call this series, the Real Bahamas. The things behind the glitz and the glam and the sun and the drinks and the food. This is the real ish. So I know that there is a, what do you call this thing again? Petition going around to allow more freedom in at least over here in the Bahamas. Our school system, when it comes to hairstyles and expression and freedom. And there was this individual, this young man, who was very, very intelligent, on a roll, and he had a fro about to hair, and they had a serious problem with it. And he went on his platform and he spoke his truth, and he said, my hair does not interfere with my intelligence or define my education. Like, but then again, you know, these schools aren't made for us to blossom. We're being conditioned to fit into the system anyway. So it would make sense that we'd have to follow or they want us to follow these archaic, idiotic rules because we are being trained to be systemized, to work at a certain time, get off at a certain time, look a certain way, act a certain way, be in uniform. We are being, anyway, I'm drifting. So I'm going to find out from my cousin because she sent me the link for the petition, and I'm going to find out if I'll be able to post that here so that you guys can help us join the fight and bring equality to, because honestly, how can we as a people be okay with calling our hair dreadlocks, but we're not okay with accepting it 100% in the schools? Make up your damn mind. Like, so honestly, as much as you see a lot of black people with locks in these Caribbean countries, it isn't 100% accepted. It is not. People are still being judged. Men are still being judged, especially men. Women can get away with it more because, you know, women, you know. But men, like, there was even a time a friend of mine wanted to, you know, meet up with, it wasn't a job interview, but he had to talk about the electrical work he's about to do with a guy. And he was like, I need my hair fixed. I'm like, you just had your hair fixed like last week. But he was like, no, I don't want them to think that. I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, we need to break this mold because I am tired and it makes no sense. And now me having a child who is a locked individual, I about to burn a lot of shit down to make sure that my baby is not being discriminated against over some colonized, whitewashed opinion of a fucking. Ooh, I was just supposed. Anyway, I get a little bit too passionate. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah. So if you see the petition there, then that means if you see, look down and you see the petition in the link, click that, sign that, do that thing for us. But if not, then it's probably not a good idea for me to post that, or I can't, or whatever. But yeah, welcome to episode 1 of The Real Bahamas. Thank y'all for watching. Like I said, I'm gonna be back with more real shit. And yes, I'll have my facts, and I will be fact checking. I will have sources. It's good. It's about to go down, because I feel like this is not the end of this lock topic or this hairstyle topic in the Bahamas. And if I have to be in the front runner or in the front lines shooting off at my mouth, and so be it, I will. All right, people. I'm about to go on the beach and have some fun. See you all later. Bye.